22 miles, 4 laps. Now, we saw that first start, how those the class boats came into that first turn all side by side. And Dale, I'm expecting the very same thing this time with J.D. Byrider winning the first round. That means that all the other teams know what they have to do. You know, they saw the speed of J.D. Byrider as it closed in on WHM there in the very, very last probably a couple of dozen yards there at the start-finish line. So it's going to be the guys will be holding nothing back because there is no tomorrow here racing-wise. This is going to be it. This is round 2. And if you want those points for the national championships, you got to put it on the line right now.
Where will be the next stop for you guys after today's?
We're headed to Sarasota, Florida, the weekend of July the 4th. We've been going there for 26 years now, and that's one of our larger races of the year. That and Key West seems to draw the largest boat count, and looking forward to that. That race, just like this one here, on the Thunder on the Gulf, is a race that raises millions of dollars for the Suncoast charity. So we're always proud and happy to go there and raise money for the kids. We'll check in now with Kelly Boutwell. Kelly, there you are. You're over there. We can see you on the screen. What's going on?
See me.
Yeah, we do. We want to see. We need somebody that looks good.
Let's get my dad over here.
No, wait a minute.
Me and Dale are hurting here. How are things going on the internet?
It's going great, but let's get this race started.
Let's do that. I'm being told they're up on plane. There we go. There we have a shot of it. They are lined up, forming a straight line across behind pace boat number 1, that red 42-foot fountain. That fountain will get up to roughly 70 miles per hour. He's leading them a little bit longer this time than he usually does, making sure that this class is evenly matched. And there we have a green flag. Here we go. We are going racing. This is round number 2 here on Thunder on the Gulf, the 10th annual. Want to thank Gary Nichols. He founded this race, used to race with us. Oh, we're getting some big air. Even bigger air already. We're seeing these boats, and these are big 40-foot catamarans. They are leaving the water as they head up to us. I'm trying to make out. We got some backlighting going on now. Right now, I'll tell you, as soon as I can recognize the boats, but right now they're tightly bunched up. It looks like WHM is in the back of the pack, though.
Is that Spirit of Qatar? Let's see.
That might be Miss Merrimack leading the way. That's that turbine boat dialing those turbines up. That is indeed Miss Merrimack leading the way. Of course, she's in the sole entry in the turbine class, but she's showing those piston boats what they can do. But right now, the battle in the superboat class is between CRC and J.D. Byrider. First and second. It's anybody's toss-up there. And Steele is in third. WHM is in fourth. And Spirit of Qatar is in 5th place. As they zoom past this, you can hear the sound of the boats as they head up towards turn number 1.
All of them looking good, and we're glad to see everybody out and safe, and hope they have a great race.
Miss Merrimack getting some air up under that boat coming down that first.
Yeah, that's a big 48-foot boat. As we see her around the turn, she swung out very, very wide there, maintaining the RPMs on those turbines, keeping those turbine motors spooled up. And J.D. Byrider made a great turn, very, very tight turn now. And he is our leader in the super boat. Steele on the outside now, passing CRC. Another side by side. Look at this battle. Great, great speeds as they accelerate. They raise those drives, pull the tabs up. That's a Skater and an MTI battling out for supremacy, and second place right now behind J.D. Byrider. Billy Moff may have made a prop change, and right now he does not have the speed of the other boats, but as these boats burn off fuel, Dale, they lighten up, and some of them come onto their prop a little later on as we swing back now and catch our second start of the day. The little Phantom boat in Superboat V is side by side with that bigger 38-foot Fountain in Production 3.
Yeah, Mark and Kurt both, they always run a great race and have looked fantastic today.
They are known as hard racers. There you see a lone entry in the Superboat stock class, Gary Ballou. That's the outboard powered ATC 32-foot Doug Wright catamaran. Gary, of course, on board today with Harry Clack.
Now you mentioned, Stan, that between race 1 and race 2, they're really not allowed to do anything except they can change the props.
Yeah, except change props, and if you need to wrench on your motors, you can do that too. You just can't change weight around or move ballast or anything like that. You see how these boats are going even slower for this round through that turn because it is indeed rougher. And these smaller boats, so you see like J.D. Byrider, Red Hot Racing, only 30 feet in length. the shorter hulls do not span the waves as good as these longer hull boats do, so they get a lot more action as they go in between the waves, up and down. They ride them up and ride them back down. Swinging back now towards the west turn, and here you see the battle as it continues. One catamaran out in the lead. That might be Miss Merrimack still, or with the sun behind us now as it heads into the west. We're getting a lot of backlighting, a lot of reflection off the water, so they look like black dots to us. But we'll let you know what's going on as soon as we can decipher which teams they are. That does look like a MTI catamaran, so that's probably Miss Merrimack, the big turbine entry. That longer boat, as we said, can handle these larger water conditions well. It looks like, in fact, J.D. Byrider is still leading in Super Boat. And then you've got 3 Super Boats right behind him. Billy Moff on the inside of the course now, coming up almost even with Steele. And that might be Spirit of Qatar or CRC.
Well, it looks like Billy's making his move.
Billy Moff and Jay Muller love the rough water. They crave it. They hail from the New Jersey area. There's their leader overall in the turbine class, Miss Merrimack, looking really good. On Miss Merrimack, of course, is John Aruda from Pompano Beach, Florida, and Richard Cheney from Lothian, Maryland. That boat has twin 1,850 horsepower Lycoming T53 turbine motors. There is your leader in Superboat, J.D. Byrider. Tony Marcantonio, Mark Kowalski looking really good. If they can win round 2, well, that will be a huge feather in their cap. Look here, side by side, 3 boats in a row. It is Steele, it is CRC, it is WHM. They must maintain their lanes coming in here, and the boats are running really hot. At the last second, they'll chop the throttle. Steele coming up on the outside. Look how close they are. They almost reach out and high-five each other as they go through there. Oh, my goodness. It looked like CRC really turned it sharp and cut across the wake of Steele, but they couldn't maintain their speed, and it is Steele coming through there. WHM, yeah, CRC lost some ground going through that rooster tail.
Yes, he did.
So Billy Moff was the winner in that turn for sure, and Steele and CRC now side by side as they head down west. You see the acceleration of these catamarans.
Well, you can really tell that just by the reaction of these boats on the water, the changes in the water just from a couple hours ago in the first race.
And you know that these teams were well aware of that, and probably a lot of them switched down to a little bit smaller prop, because of the larger water conditions they're facing now here in round number 2. Lucas Oil, our first view of them, that boat is really tailor-made for rough water as well. It's like a little thin missile, very, very low cut-down deck, very, very pointed bow, and also a bustle-pointed stern on that boat. It's 48 feet in length, but the actual running surface is probably about 43. That is one of our international teams, of course, aboard Lucas Oil Silverhook. Michael Silverberg, all the way from Stockholm, Sweden, is the driver, and the throttle man, of course, is Nigel Hook, who's been in the offshore wars for decades, a great, great racer, and he hails now from San Diego, California, originally from England. There you see some of these smaller boats and the classes getting a lot of wave action as they head down towards our vantage point here at turn number 1. We are high atop the Island House Hotel on the roof on the 10th floor, and we can see the entire course from here. It's a great vantage point. Kelly, who gets our award for the furthest mileage away from the race site, who is calling in on the internet and tweeting?
Well, so far, I believe one of our viewers from Puerto Rico.
Wow.
But if anybody else is further than Puerto Rico, we'd love to hear from you and know where you are watching from.
Streaming live on superboat.com. It's Thunder on the Gulf 2013.
I know your dad had some friends from the island of Borneo that were supposed to call. Just kidding, Mike. Got to throw a little levity in there every now and then, Dale.
Absolutely.
Look at that little black pearl boat. I mean, it's putting on a good show in here today.
That boat has had the top of the canopy removed because it's a race boat / poker run boat. It's a very, very fast 38-foot fountain, twin step hull. As we swing back now towards the west, we will pick up the battle of the catamarans. They're starting to stretch it out a little bit now. JD Byrider, you see right there in the middle of your screen on the live stream. They are your leader. I tell you what, they have really done an excellent job, not only in round number 1 by taking the checkered, but they are leading in round number 2 so far. Can they hold it together? Can they maintain their lead? We will find out as these boats burn off fuel. In second place, WHM Motorsports, that yellow 40-foot skater. A little bit older design, a little bit taller deck. Third place, the cut-down Skater 388 of Steel. And fourth place, just behind Steel, is Team CRC, that MTI catamaran, Marine Technologies.
Close battle right there.
Steel bouncing their way through the turn. Rooster tail is high as they accelerate. There's that beautiful Spirit of Qatar, another MTI catamaran. Those MTIs that have that bustle in the back that hangs over the drive systems there. A little bit of a safety factor because those props are razor sharp. Don't ask me how I know that.
Is that why we have that closed toe shoe rule now?
Of course, on board number 20, Spirit of Qatar, is Ali Al-Nima and Mohammed Nasser. Looking forward to visiting their country next January. We talked about it early in round number 1. We're headed over that way to Qatar and taking the biggest and fastest race boats in the world with us.
That will be fun. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break for our sponsor on Sunny 105.7. You're listening to coverage of Thunder on the Gulf 2013. Stan Lane, Dale Jones along with you. We'll take a quick break here on Sunny. We'll remain on the live feed, and we'll be back in just a moment.
There you see one more time that beautiful beach shot here in Orange Beach. The gigantic towering high-rise condominiums and hotels all along the beach. As Roderick pans back, it's just a beautiful, very, very clean area. Sugar white sands we mentioned earlier. And they're out there, the people having a great time. You see them out in the water, getting a bird's eye view of the boats as they go by. At speeds probably approaching about 115 miles per hour in these water conditions.
Well, I'll tell you what, Stan, folks in these parts, they like things that go fast. And like I said during our first race, you add that to the beauty of being down here on the Gulf. And it's an exciting day for sports fans and race fans.
We want to thank the U.S. Coast Guard as well. You see right in the middle of your screen just one of the Coast Guard boats. We have some Coast Guard up here in the room next to us in race control, and those guys do a fabulous job of keeping the hot race circuit clear of any obstructions. They keep the spectator boats back at a safe distance. We do have a fairly large spectator fleet out here, and we want to tip our hats to them for braving these 3-foot seas. They're out there rolling around, and the smaller boats are bobbing like corks, but they're out there really having a great day of racing SBI style. Kelly, is this lap number 4?
I believe that's
your official lap count on you?
The same thing, I'm not Nancy, but I think this is going to be lap number 4.
Lap number 4, and indeed it is J.D. Byrider, but look, Billy Moff and Jay Muller and that WHM skater are closing down. They are shaving about 3 seconds off their lap speed. It looks like every single lap, and will they have enough laps remaining? They're doing 7 laps. They're almost halfway through. Will they catch J.D. Byrider? That remains to be seen. But right now they're doing their dead level best as you see them coming to the screen right now. But J.D. Byrider still has a pretty comfortable lead right now in the Superboat class. There you see WHM. They got that hood scoop on top of the canopy, which rams that ram air effect. That cool air produces horsepower, and they want to keep those engine compartments as cool as they possibly can. There you see the scoop on top of Steel. Steel looking good. They made that prop change. You know, for a $10,000 prop, it'd almost be worth it to hire a diver to go out there and look for it. If you
I was going to ask that earlier. I was going to ask that earlier if there was a designated diver to go find something like that.
if they knew exactly where they spun it off, yeah, that might be worth. Of course, I imagine as shiny as they are and polished and honed down, they probably are like jewelry on the bottom of the ocean floor. CRC carving their way through the turn now. Just behind them is Black Pearl. Phantom is leading once again over JD Byrider in Superboat V. Those are single-engine monohulls in Superboat V. Qatar right there, of course, is one of these Superboat class boats. Twin 750 horsepower engines. Spirit of Qatar also has Scorpion power in that 41-foot MTI.
Now, how much room are in the cockpits of these boats, and are the two guys able to communicate with each other?
Oh yeah, they're side by side. Now those little small Superboat V's like the Phantom boat. I mean, you are tight in there, and the two guys in that boat are both very tall guys, and I don't see how they even fit in there because I mean they're kind of laid back at a 45-degree angle. ATC making a slow, deliberate, safe turn down here on turn number 1. Here comes Lucas Oil one more time, number 77. Lucas Oil just switched over to Mercury power, and from what I understand, those Mercury engines are a little heavier than what they used to have, so the center of the balance of that boat is just not quite what they want it yet. They're going to have to move some things around and get the CG of that boat a little bit better to make Nigel and Michael Silverberg more happy.
The boats in each classification, are they aligned exactly the same? Like
as far as like
spec
racing,
like a NASCAR race.
A lot of classes are spec boats. They have to weigh the same. They get weighed when they come out. They have RPM limits, and actually the production boats. We have production 3 boats here. They're actually GPS speed limited to a certain speed, which is in P3 90 miles per hour. All the other boats, well, besides the Superboat Extreme, they're speed limited to 117.
Interesting.
But the rest of the boats can go as fast as they possibly can, and they do. Believe me, they're holding nothing back. It looks like WHM has definitely closed down on JD Byrider, and also Steele has closed down as well. Look at that. 3 boats in a row, and it's much, much tighter now, Dale, than it has been in the past. So this race is going to get more exciting as we go along. Anybody's race. On your left is JD Byrider. Right in the middle, closing down, is WHM Motorsports, and just behind them, a little bit back there, just by a second or two, is Team Steele.
Yeah, and this should be the 5th lap, so only 2 more after this.
Now, JD Byrider is closest to us. That means he has the outside line, so he'll probably try to swing it a little bit wider, maintain the RPMs. Billy Moff and Jay are known to hug the pin, make a tight turn. There's a fine line there between the tight, perfectly executed turn and doing what Rick's Collision did earlier, going in too hot and catching a sponson. You got to be very, very careful on these turns, especially these kind of water conditions where you have holes out there. Actually, that time WHM swung a little wider and crossed the wake of JD Byrider. Now they cross the wake again. They're back and forth. You can tell how hard they're working. Throttle man and driver working in sync. Look at that. They closed down. They gained just a little bit of yardage there.
He's moving in on it.
He's moving in. He's gaining on JD Byrider. WHM. Look at this. Headed down towards the west side of the course, and they're almost side by side now as they head down to turn number 2.
You got him.
Great battle in the super boat class.
Yeah, look, JR and Grant are right there behind him, though. I mean, they could catch up with them by the next turn.
Definitely. They're well within striking distance. Spirit of Qatar is not really in the fray right now, but they're still learning this boat, and they're still learning how to work the boat in these rougher water conditions that they have not been used to. But they're getting better and better every single race, and I can't wait to see their other boat, that turbine boat, which I'm told will be ready for the next race in Sarasota. And Sheikh Hassan will be in that boat along with Steve Curtis, who's a great throttle man. Coming at you one more time is Black Pearl. Gary Jones from Bradenton, Florida, and on throttles is Billy Glick from Sarasota, Florida. Good-looking fountain. Got that poker run style with the semi-enclosed cockpit with the lid taken off, removed, so you can put an extra back seat back there for the poker runs. You know, Dale, these boats from where we are way up high here, they look pretty small. You get down on them in person, and they're huge. This boat, of course, we mentioned earlier, the Lucas Oil boat, is a very, very long boat. It's 44 feet in length. Actual running surface probably about 39. He's got twin 1,075 horsepower Mercury turbocharged power plants and BPM surface drives. Miss Merrimack also has those BPM surface piercing drives.
You can just feel the power from these guys, especially, I mean, we're on the top of the Island House Hotel. We're a good distance away, and you can just hear and feel the power coming from these boats.
One of the closest races to the actual boats themselves, and you really, when you mentioned feeling the power, down at Key West on the outer mole, is the boats come by you about 20 feet from you, and you talk about feeling the the reverberation inside your rib cage when these boats come by. It is phenomenal.
Is that WHM in the lead?
I'm trying to decipher that with my screen. It is. They are certainly in the lead, Kelly. WHM, not by much, though.
Not by much. No, those three boats are just right in there tight.
And you can see that the boats are definitely leaving the water now as conditions start to deteriorate a little bit as these winds continue to pick up as the afternoon progresses. But WHM is your leader now. It's going to be interesting if they do, in fact, win this round, you know, points-wise, who will win, because J.D. Byrider won the first round. Steele's
right there behind him.
Yeah, they've gotten past J.D. Byrider as well.
So we've got one lap to go, I believe, right?
Yeah, this is lap 6.
Wow, that's got to put a big smile on the face of J.R. Noble from Orlando and Grant Bergman from Fort Lauderdale. Where is J.D. Byrider? Something must have happened to them, because they are not. Whoa!
There they come around.
There they come. They may be running out of prop, as they have burnt the fuel off, or they may have a mechanical problem, but they're definitely, J.D. Byrider's off the pace of the leaders now. As you see Steele, that beautiful orange skater, trying to run down the little bit older skater, a little bit longer skater of WHM. Looks like Steele.
It does look like he's closing in.
He's closing the gap.
It does. That's a great race between those two boats. I mean, they're gaining on them every second.
I believe
they're going to take them.
Kelly and Stan, I believe he's going to catch them.
Well, you know, the throttle men are working feverishly inside there as they get those throttles back and forth. Every time the boat leaves the water, they pull back on the throttle, they nail the throttle forward when it re-enters the water. I mean, you cannot get complacent inside those boats at all, especially when the boats are this close and the competition is this great. I mean, it's like pandemonium inside those boats.
It's like pandemonium up here, the excitement.
All right, fans on the beach, it's going to be a photo finish, it looks like.
Oh, I hope so. That'll be so exciting. Those two boats are rivals and friends and are always, great racers.
They're headed down right now to the west turn. That is turn number 2. They got to negotiate 2 turn buoys, and you see the big turn boat in the middle there flying the orange flag. We have SBI officials on those boats. Should any penalties be incurred, they will report to John Carbonell.
All right, before we get this last straightaway, let's take one quick break on Sunday 105.7. This is Thunder on the Gulf 2013. We'll be right back.
And we are still here with you on the live stream on superboat.com. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us all around the world. Live racing, and it doesn't get any better than this. We had a photo finish in the first race, and this is shaping up to be maybe the same exact type of thing with 2 different boats. So WHM was involved in the first round in the photo finish, but right now it's WHM and Steele that are duking it out. WHM appears to be on the inside and just has a slight lead over Steele. We'll see what kind of acceleration and what kind of top end speed they have as they head down our way here on the east side of the course at turn number 1. This is, of course, the 10th annual Thunder on the Beach Superboat Grand Prix in Orange Beach, Alabama. Nice to have you along. Want to thank Gary Nichols, Damon Collins, Marty McGreevy, and Sam Callahan for all they've done to make this race what it is.
I believe we're going to have another photo finish. Look how close they are.
Yeah, it appears we have kind of an angle, so it's kind of hard to tell if they're side by side, but it appears to me.